fast, it's peppy, it's nimble, it's feature loaded, and most importantly, it is reliable and it's trustworthy. Friends, you're watching 91 Wheels. This is the new Hero Vida. I am Bunny Punia and we are at the Hero CIT facility outside of Jaipur to ride the scooter and answer all your questions, all the queries, all the myths, all the doubts surrounding Hero's first electric scooter. Now, a few days back, I showed you the scooter in our walk-around review, including all the 5 color options. So I'll not be wasting time explaining the features or explaining the design of the Vida, but I want to get to the main action, the main points. First of all, the top speed of the Vida. It's not as fast as the Ola S1 Pro, of course, but yes, in all the 3 modes of Eco and the normal and the sport. What is the top speed? Well, coming up on your screen. So with the left yoke, you can go between all the trip meters. Currently in trip number B, as you can see, the odometer reading remains over here. For top link, I have these switches, navigation if my phone is connected with the system. This Saturday, 8th of October, it's morning overcast. And back to trip A. So there are 2 trip meters, trip A and trip B. On the right side is my speedometer, my range and everything. I'm in sport mode right now, that's why the range is less. And these modes can be changed from the toggle switch over here. So kicking off, Eco, Ride, Sport on the CIT. Here we go in the new Vida V1. So top speed coming up first in the Eco mode. Here we go. So Eco mode is limited to around 54 kmph. That's the Eco mode at the fabulous CIT. And from Eco into Ride mode, immediately the power comes in. So Ride mode will take you further to a higher top speed. 68, so 54 in Eco, 68 in the Ride. Well, yes, at an indicated 82 kmph as this speed, it's decently fast for a scooter of this segment. But what about the important peppiness factor? Something you and I want on open roads and in urban traffic. Well, the acceleration from a standstill to the top speed coming up on your screens. 0 to 100 coming up in the sport mode. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, acceleration in the Eco mode. If you are in the Eco mode, अगर आप Eco mode के अंदर हैं और बहुत ज़्यादा throttle देते हैं, अपने आप ये sport mode में चले जाती है like this. Now, even today, one of the biggest challenges that a user faces with e-vehicles has to be the range anxiety. Thankfully, happy to report that Hero has worked on this to an extent. Now, there are 2 versions on offer, as you must be aware of by now, the V1 Plus and the V1 Pro. The Plus is the more affordable of the lot. It comes with a range of 143 kilometers under standard test conditions. This is certified a range of 143 kilometers. However, if you want a higher range, you can go for the V1 Pro model, and that one gives you a range of 165 kilometers under standard test conditions. Of course, the battery pack is also bigger. The scooter is approximately 2 kgs heavier as well, but a very small amount. But nevertheless, you get a much larger battery pack. So 143 for the Plus version and 165 for the Pro version. Hero also claims that in your actual riding conditions in a proper urban environment with a heavy rider on board, you can still expect 100 plus on a very easy basis. Plus, it's got the sport mode, which is the quickest and the fastest of the lot. And the sport mode, if you are basically flat out on the throttle in the sport mode, it will still go 65 kilometers, which is super good for a higher speed. Now, before I get to the riding part and the ergonomics, a few things to make it clear to you. We rode the scooter a few days back. It was pouring here in Jaipur, just like in Delhi NCR as well. So a few shots from the GoPro you will see in wet conditions and a few shots you will see in dry conditions. Today is completely dry. It's pretty sunny as well. Now, this one has the regen mode. So basically when you, excuse us for that, we are in a very green environment. So it has a regen mode. Basically when you go off the throttle, you leave the throttle, regen of course occurs at a very small pace. But if you want some extra dose of regen happening or braking happening, just go reverse on the throttle. So reverse throttle on the move also works as a proper regen, and the same is shown on the speedometer console as well. So of course there's also the reverse mode, and for activation of the reverse mode you need to press both the brakes and then this P, that is park button over here. So both the brakes and park button, we go into the park mode. So in park I can go reverse or I can go even front, but the speed is locked to 3 or 4 kmph. So in tight parking spots, आगे जाना है या पीछे जाना है at a low speed, it's possible with the park mode. And this also works for the regen. So on the move, if you go reverse throttle, that actually works as regen on the Vida V1. The important part is about the ergonomics. Now, I am not like your usual rider. I stand 6 feet tall with a substantial build, and this is how the scooter feels like under my frame. I rode it a few days back. I rode it today again for a good 20-30 minutes, and I think no complaints, no issues whatsoever from a heavy rider point of view. The floorboard is flat. It's properly accommodating for a large shoe size as well. Unfortunately, on the flip side, there is a USB charging outlet for your phone, but where do I keep the phone? So there are no pockets over here. We can keep your mobile or keep your water bottle, which is something we see in some of the other models. The charging for the scooter happens in a very ergonomic way over here on the left side, and Hero claims that users can later on use the Ather Grid's charging station to charge their Vida as well. Why? Because of course Hero has investment in Ather, and they're trying to use their grid as a plus point for the users at a later stage. Now, on the first day we had the track as wet, and of course for safety point of view I was not pushing the scooter too much. However, as you can see in the GoPro shots and other shots, this one being so nimble, being so agile, and a special mention to tires actually allowed us to push the scooter around the handling track of the Hero CIT facility. Today it's completely dry, and it gave us much more confidence to experiment with the scooter, as you can see on your screen right now. So agility wise, handling wise, I think for a user who's looking at using the scooter in urban conditions, in congested urban conditions, will not have a reason to complain. The complaint will come from those who will be hitting higher top speeds, especially on the highway, because this one has no ABS. So anti-lock braking system is missing on the scooter. At this price point, Hero should have given an ABS as standard on the motorcycle. Of course, you have a disc brake. Of course, you have the combined braking system, but ABS as of now is missing. Now, Hero is known to provide you excellent value for money products, but in the case of the Vida, this is not completely true, and a lot of people understand this. For example, the Pro version is 1.59 lakh rupees, and that is a lot of money. And what do you get for this money? Well, let me explain you. For starters, you have LEDs all around the DRLs or the daytime running lights, the indicators or the tail lamps or the rear indicators, everything is LED. You have a very good touch responsive screen over here, and of course with a good set of gloves, this is compatible in terms of the touch. So I'm wearing my glove and works very well. The overall touch reception is definitely excellent as compared to some of the other scooters in the same segment. I'll not name them, but pretty good. So on the display you can go for 3 options of appearance: the auto, which will keep on configuring as per the outside conditions, or you can remain in light, or you can remain in dark. Dark is something I like, so मैं dark इसको छोड़ दूँगा. Again, if I go back into settings, I can control the amount of brightness, I can control the date and time and the unit for kilometers and miles. In connect option, this is something you will do with the pairing of the phone app, जो भी मैंने नहीं करा पूरा हुआ है. My scooter में you can have the sound off or sound on, the battery voltage, documents super. You can keep your driving license, you can keep your RC of the vehicle, and then go to about. Software version जो भी है up to date, yes हो रखा है, and there's some disclaimer from the company. On the left side I told you are the trip meters, जो यहाँ से होते हैं, and right side you have your speed, your range and the modes. You also have a cruise control, you also have a SOS button, so if you press the SOS button in a case of emergency, the automatic call will go to the numbers that are saved in your profile. You have a split seat setup over here. You have, thankfully, removable batteries. This is missing in a lot of rivals at this price point. So if you don't have a charging setup under your house, you can remove the battery, take it to your house or your office, and you can charge them there as well. Apart from that, a sizable rear grab rail for the rear passenger. The seat, by the way, provides ample cushioning. It's large, it's wide as well for various kind of frames. The rear of the scooter is very subjective in terms of looks, but in my opinion, I think it looks cutish in a good way. Also, you have only one shock absorber at the rear. It's not a dual setup, and we spoke to Hero. They said it's already a proven thing in one of their scooters, so why change something that is already in a good way. Likewise, the front telescopic forks are picked up from a current vehicle in the Hero lineup. Again, why reinvent the wheel, because something is working very well for you. The batteries, they come in over here ahead of the rear wheel, so whole center of gravity sits in over here, and a very big reason why the scooter is actually very nimble on the move. So decent amount of features apart from the omission of ABS and possibly a storage space over here, but otherwise this ticks all the right boxes for the segment. Now, how do you start the Vida? Well, this is the key fob. Just keep it in your purse if you are a female, or in your pocket if you have a pocket like I have right now. Walk to the scooter, the sensor will sense the key fob like a new age car nowadays, and you click on this ignition button and the Vida comes to life. Simple as that. Second, how do you open the seat for the storage space? Well, press this second button under the ignition. It will pop open and the whole twin seat opens up like this. Good amount of space over here, but unfortunately it will not take a full face helmet, that the kind of helmet that I wear. The batteries are over here, which can be removed, taken back home. They are pretty heavy as well, so you can even use them for your gym purposes on a Sunday. If your gym is closed, use this to ensure your muscles are in top shape. And finally, it's time for my verdict on the scooter and on the whole ecosystem as such. Now, the EV space in the two-wheeler market has literally bursted in the last couple of years. There are so many different options from known and unknown brands. However, at the same time, there have been a lot of incidents, be it software related or hardware related or fire related, that have basically taken off the faith from the segment for new buyers. People are not ready to invest their money into an unknown space. However, Hero wants to bring the same faith and trust back into the EV space of two-wheelers with the Vida. Keeping the price aside, this one ticks almost all the right boxes. It is decently quick, decently fast, it's nimble, it looks different, it's feature-loaded, and it comes from a house that is known for faith, for trust, for reliability. So guys, if you've been waiting in the market for a scooter that you can bring home in a safe manner, enjoy it in a safe manner, it's usable for all kind of family members, you should definitely visit a Hero showroom or the Hero website for the Vida V1.